Hi, welcome. Jacqueline Kuhn here with JacquelineKuhn.com, powered by angels, bringing you a video extra. On December 13th, we will be talking about Archangel Raguel, the angel number 12, the Mercury Direct, and a number of other planetary influences that are really changing the energy. I know I'm feeling it. I'm sure you're feeling it. So let's get started. Okay, so today, December 13th, Friday the 13th, normally a lucky day for me. It has been particularly challenging because of some of the energy that is out there. But we are in the Archangel Raguel season, and with the energy in Sagittarius. Um, and I gotta tell you, so Archangel Raguel's energy is about relationships and harmony and friendships. It's also a little bit about justice and fairness and orderliness, right? Because there's a little bit about how bringing a balance, a sense of yin and yang, right? Making sure that people aren't being played favorites, that everybody is treated fairly and equitably, and that justice. It's a big around harmony, justice, and the yin and yang, which is why the that symbol with Archangel Raguel. And if you really think about the yin and yang around it, it's really about looking at the good and the not so good in everyone, recognizing it's there and trying to find the good, right? It's so easy to find the bad. It's so easy to discount people because we sometimes look for bad, but Archangel Raguel is all about balancing that energy and bringing new people into our circle to help us lead more fulfilling lives. We're also in December, which is angel number 12. Angel number 12 is all about trusting the angels. It's about having that deep trust that they are here, they are around us, they do exist, they are guiding us down our path, they're helping us achieve our goals. If we need help, we can call on them to help us, that we trust that when we do that, they will answer, they will give us a sign, they will be there, and that they are protecting us, particularly Archangel Michael, who is depicted here. You know, December is the last month of our calendar year. A lot of people, wrap things up, and there's a lot of emotions because the Christmas season and the holiday season in general, people get emotional, right? Families are demanding, people want to exchange gifts. You may not have budget, you may not want to. I mean, there's just a lot that goes on. And you just need to take a step back this month, lean in a little on your archangels and your guardian angels, and trust that they're there for you. They truly are our superheroes. I really like thinking about them in this way because they are the divine superheroes created by God's source to help us. And by working with them regularly, praying, meditating, having them in your life, those daily dippies and when things just don't go right, they tend to help smooth them out a little more. So December 12th is really December, angel number 12, the 12th month of the year, is to remind you to have trust that they're there, that they're always there, that you need to call on them, and that when you do, they'll answer you by showing signs. Some may even talk to you. I get messages through song. People get, signs as far as birds or jingling of bells. There's all kinds of signs that happen knowing that your angels are with you. Now, I want to talk about some key astrology events. As always, these aren't all of the astrology events going on. These are the ones that I find are most impactful right now and can most easily help explain why we may be feeling what we're doing and how to lean in on those archangels to help you work through it. We've got Venus in Aquarius, Mars retrograde, which is huge the next couple of months, Neptune going direct. It was in retrograde. That kind of changes the way we look at the world because it's gone direct in Pisces. Thank God in a couple of days, Mercury is going direct. And we also have this Gemini full moon. And then Jupiter continues to be retrograde through February. So it is a continuing influence. So let's dive into those right now. First is Venus in Aquarius. So when Venus comes into Aquarius, it's Venus, obviously the planet of love and emotion, and Aquarius is the energy of community, right? The energy of flowing through the community and relationships, and really focusing on togetherness. So really great time for the next couple of weeks to connect with friends, to meet in groups you belong to. If you are in a romantic relationship, if you have that love partner, and you're kind of struggling, find that friendship foundation, right? This is a good time to find those commonalities. If you and your partner are kind of struggling, maybe there's some tensions going on. Try to find the foundation in friendship. This is a time where friendship is first and foremost. Friendship more than romance is going to be center stage. And we know that relationships that are founded on friendships are the most solid, right? They really, really are. And think about what changes you might want to make yourself in your relationships that will help you grow closer to those around you, right? Have you been working really hard and pushing people away? Have you been kind of in your own world? Have you been critical of people? Have you been going through this Mercury retrograde kind of ragging on folks, right? Have you been doing those things? That anything that may have been causing a wedge in your relationships, you can now begin to bridge that while Venus is in Aquarius. It remains there through the 28th, so it's also a great opportunity during the Christmas and Hanukkah season, and as you see people, to strengthen those bonds of friendship. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention the synchronicity. So do you see how this is a total synchronicity with Archangel Raguel? That Venus is coming into Aquarius in December, where Archangel Raguel is front and center with relationships. Can you see how Archangel Raguel can help you even amplify this energy? So the astrology and the archangels and the energy they all bring really do work together. So lean in heavily on Archangel Raguel in the next couple of weeks to strengthen those friendships and strengthen the friendships within those romantic relationships as well, to make them even stronger. Okay. Mars retrograde. Mars is retrograde in Leo through the 6th of January, and then it goes back again, another backwards tumble into Cancer through February, basically. Mars is the planet of emotion, war, aggression. When Mars goes retrograde, it is explosive aggression. We are seeing it now. We are seeing people react to each other in ways that aren't very kind. We are seeing reactions as opposed to introspections. People are kind of gnawing at each other. Globally, wars will intensify. People right now that are in those wars are seeing no clear ending. And so don't be surprised if if ongoing wars do intensify. New attacks, countries on each other happening during this period. Very aggressive conversations happen, very demonstrative accusations, maybe unfounded, right, happening during this period through January 6th. This is very, very volatile. So if you don't want to hear it in the news, don't listen, right? If you really don't want to have it dampen your spirits, then don't listen. In your personal life, it is totally time for patience. Right now is really a time to have patience and sit back and go, wait a minute, am I in reactive mode, or have I contemplated and I am actually acting in a very conscious, mindful way? When it goes backward again in Cancer for basically the remainder of January and February, this is where we're going to see people's tempers flare. This is where we're going to see the lack of acceptance of change. This is where we're going to see people really treat each other in very, very nasty ways. So if people start flaring up at you for truly no reason whatsoever in your personal life, turn your back, walk away. This energy is just people are gonna be on edge. The change in the US, the change in presidential leadership is happening through this Mars retrograde period. The people whose candidate didn't win are going to be extremely angry and aggressive. They're going to extremely act up. So just be aware of all of this, that this energy is out there and it's going to be happening during the transition to President Trump. And we know that that presidential transition, this one in particular, is going to be extremely intense. So just be careful out there. I'm not saying don't speak your mind. I'm not saying, don't, speak your voice, but make sure you have patience. Make sure you're not reacting to people, and just stay safe. Big, big, big energy between now and February 23rd. When Mars goes retrograde, and it's going retrograde for quite a substantial period of time, I took the liberty of putting together how it may specifically influence you, given your sun sign. So you might want to take this time to pause the video at this point, read through, find your sun sign, and take a look. I'm a Virgo. I'm going to be specifically influenced by my emotions being all over the place. How do I get through it? Best way for me as a Virgo to get through it, journaling and having heart-to-heart conversations with friends, to really express my emotions and allow my emotions to be expressed in an open and honest way. So take a look. Again, great time to pause the video, to read through, find your sign, and then, unpause and continue forward. So hopefully this will help you understand how, in general, Mars retrograde is impacting the overall climate right now, and then how it will specifically impact you and each one of your sun signs. Our next influence is Neptune moving direct into Pisces. So yes, Neptune has been retrograded, and pretty much through the end of March. It will be direct in Pisces. This is a really great position for Neptune. Neptune is at home, it's governed by Pisces, and it literally amplifies all the Piscean qualities of spirituality, artisticness, tapping into our inner beings. It really amplifies all of those things because it is where it likes to be, right? In its home, in its home position. So this is really a good time, and especially since we know that the public climate is going to be a little dicey out there with Mars, right? This is a really good time to take a look at what's going on internally with your own self, with your own spirit, with your own soul. A really good time to take a look at are your dreams and plans realistic? When Neptune was um, in retrograde, we tend to fantasize more when Neptune is retrograde and maybe build a dream based on a fantasy, not reality. So now is a really good time to kind of take a check and say, hey, did we overshoot or overestimate what we wanted to do? Were we building reality, or were we living in fantasy? A really good time to try to understand how you're feeling about where you're going, the dreams. Maybe you're setting goals. A lot of people do resolutions at the new year. When Neptune is direct in Pisces, it's really good time to understand your spiritual journey and where you need to go and what you need to do to be on that. This is a great opportunity to interact with Archangel Sandalphon. Archangel Sandalphon is tied to Pisces, and Archangel Sandalphon, his his job basically is to help get our prayers up to God's source, the like express train up, right? The direct connection. Archangel Sandalphon is one of two archangels, you might remember, that were human before they were created as archangels. And he was so close to the Word of God that he is the archangel that has been given the job of helping us get closer to God. So if you are looking at your spirituality, how to become more spiritual, be in tap with the spiritual world. If you want to increase your prayer life, your meditation life, Archangel Sandalphon is the one to help you. Now, because we are transitioning from retrograde energy to direct energy, and this retrograde, Neptune retrograde in Pisces, was a lot of dreaming, right? Like I said, a lot of fantasy, a lot of dreaming. It might be a little disoriented, right? Because you're kind of moving from fantasy into reality. And so if you're feeling a little off, if you're feeling that maybe a little down because you might feel like some of your dreams have been like squashed, just give yourself time to adjust to the new flow and tell yourself, you know, is now really the reality I need to focus on? Was I in fantasy life before? So really take this opportunity to do that, regain your spiritual practices, your prayer, your meditation, and even your intuition. For those of you who want to continue to refine and build on your intuitive powers, now is a great time to do that as well, particularly through meditation and quiet listening. Okay, so Neptune direct in Pisces, a really good aspect, particularly in a time when, Mars is out there going crazy, a really good time to maybe spend some time with ourselves. And then in 2 days, on December 15th-ish, Mercury goes direct. We're now in a shadow period. So the shadow period, we're probably feeling like we're getting a little bit back on track, right? Things are beginning to click and work, and we're getting some things done a little easier. However, remember, Mars is still retrograde. So it may not be as easy to get stuff done. Your ability to work through obstacles, particularly obstacles with people, given this intense energy with Mars, might still be there. So come to the table from a position of openness and optimism during this period so that you can get back to work through the Mars retrograde and, bring forward. This is where Archangel Metatron comes in. Archangel Metatron, keeper of the Akashic record, the geometric figure, his geometric cube, sometimes it's called, knows where your soul has been and where it needs to go, what's written on your soul's path. And so maybe it's time to say, Archangel Metatron, and Mercury is also, he's a Virgo. He is the archangel tied to Virgo. Virgo is also governed by Mercury, right? So it's all kind of connected there. So maybe asking him, hey, now that we have the energy of Mercury, and your guidance, help me remain on my path, right? I may have taken some detours. I may be on a detour right now, but hey, help me get off that detour. Help me find ways to connect with others on a deeper level, approach it with a little more optimism. Help me to understand how my path and someone else's path connect so we can connect a little better, right? So Archangel Metatron will be great to work with in the next couple of weeks as Mercury goes direct. And then we do have a Gemini full moon. I love a Gemini full moon because this is all about communications. Gemini is also ruled by Mercury, right? Communications. And our words are going to be very expressive. We'll be able to speak clearly and speak our truth in a way for people will understand it. You will find deeper meaning in what is being said. And in order to help work on that communication, that is Archangel Gabriel, right? The Archangel Gabriel is the archangel for communication as well as for children and family, given his role in the birth story of Jesus. So he's communication. He has the trumpet, right? The copper trumpet, signaling, hey, wake up. He's the communication guy. And so during this Gemini full moon, really ask him to help you make sure you formulate your words correctly and succinctly, help you sift through what you're saying, make sure you're communicating very clearly. And under the full moon, really kind of do a little prayer or meditation on refining some of your verbal or written communication skills. Great time to do that and connect with how you feel about where you're at. Okay? So you've got some really cool, interesting energy happening to keep you busy and keep you moving in a positive direction while we have Mars out there kind of poking the bear. There is an energy that I was talking about that is still in play. I've been talking about this for a while, and it will be in play for a while longer. Jupiter is retrograde. So as the world is changing, as our leadership in the United States is changing, we're beginning to see money and things material become a little easier. We're seeing things loosen up. But Jupiter is still retrograde. And when Jupiter is retrograde, anything material, anything of this earth, money, possessions, etc., anything can happen and obstacles can occur. And so watching your karma right now is huge, especially if you think about that Mars retrograde and speaking your words with the Gemini full moon. And if you let anger come out, and if you speak angry words to someone that are karma impacting, that are creating some negative karma, it will come back to blow back at you with Jupiter retrograde. So really be careful what you say, what you do. Watch for your karma with all these energies happening while Jupiter is retrograde, because you really need that abundance to flow. You need to have all those channels open, because Jupiter is just going to put little obstacles in the ground wherever it can when it is retrograde. I did ask for a couple of channeled messages, given everything that's going on, given, where we are in the middle of the month. And I was called to use my Saints and Angels Oracle deck. And in the Saints and Angels Oracle deck, it literally are messages in context of saints and angels. And the one card I got was the leader card for Saint Joan of Arc. And it really kind of brought home to me that if you are called to watch this video and follow me on YouTube and or Facebook, you understand the difference between good and evil and spiritual and material. You are a leader in the fight for love and light against darkness. And now you more than ever is time to be a soldier of light and love, just like Joan of Arc, right? Joan of Arc stood up for what she believed in, stood up for good, right? She stood up for her beliefs. And we all need to do that. We need to lead the way and others will follow, right? We are in the age of Aquarius. It has started where spiritualness and all things spiritual will be front and center. We're ahead of it, right? By taking the time to do the things you all have been doing for the past couple of years, you are leading the way. So continue to lead the way, have others follow, be that example of love and light. And when you're seeing evil permeate, when you see people taking that dark road, be like Saint Joan of Arc and fight for the light. Defend the light when it gets challenged at every turn, because there is an overriding battle between good and evil going on right now. And we need to be the soldiers who are fighting for light and love. And the other message I got was the miracle message. Miracles are everywhere. And the card is the Christ card. Because whether or not you believe that Jesus is your savior and that he was the Messiah, he was the most prolific healer and creator of miracles that has ever been documented in world's history, right? And he's here, and this card, this miracle card, is to just remind us that miracles are everywhere. We just need to look for them. When we doubt the existence of the spiritual, when we doubt that our prayers aren't being heard, when we're not trusting, angel number 12, when we're not trusting that they are, we won't see them. If we are open and we believe, we will begin to notice them. They may come as synchronicities, or they may come as boom, actual miracles, right? And they're all over. So don't discount them as a coincidence. You may call them synchronicities, you may not call them miracles, but really notice them, because they are there and they are purposeful, and they are your proof that angels and the divine truly exist and are here working for good. We just need to look. So I thank you for joining me and watching this video extra. Please like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, tell all your friends to subscribe, send the YouTube channel link to all your friends. if you're not a member of our Facebook page yet, please join. Next year, there will be Facebook group specials only for Facebook group members. So that'll be coming in 2025. I will have my recorded 2025 predictions in January. That 2025 prediction will not be a live event. There's a lot to cover, and I'm going to do it as a pre-recorded event. But the next live angel and astrology event is Friday, December 20th, where you'll get a peek at the 2025 predictions, because I'll talk about Q1. We'll talk about Archangel Azrael, who is also known as the angel of death, right? The angel that moves us from here to there, right? From 2024 to 2025. And remember that 25% off any service. The web special is still available through December 22nd. If you need any stocking stuffers, contact me about guardian angel keychains and coins or any crystal angels you might need. With that, I want to thank you very much for joining me. Have a blessed couple of weeks, and I look forward to seeing you live on December 20th. Thank you so much.